Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. I guess friends ain't be dropping gems. Always keep it genuine. Knowledge, power, and some funny. Every week, every Monday. Pure, real, and honest. Tap in, leave a comment. You tune in to Mattie Mondays. What's up, Mattie Mondays members? It's your girl, Mattie B, and we have made it back around another 7 days for another episode of Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. Once again, we run it in no face, no case. I thank you guys for being here. Thank God for traveling grace and for another opportunity to get into an important topic, to spark some thought. Hopefully for all of us, spark some needed action. And to remind us that some things are urgent when we get caught in the loop and the swing of life. But you guys have beat me here per usual. So let me hop in the comments, see who has made it in the building so far, and get into it. We got Chevy in the building saying greetings and welcome back, Mattie Mondays members. Thank you for that, Chev. We got Mama Mattie in the building saying hi, family. All right, let's see what else we got in the building. We got Crystal in the building, C-Style saying hello, Mattie Monday family. Who else we got in the building? We got Twin in the building saying, hey, good Mattie Mondays members family. What up, Twin? Thank you for being here. We got Imani in the building saying, hey. Jonathan, what's going on? How have you been? It's been a while, but it's good to see your name in the chat. He says, hey, it's been a while. All good. And just because you're in the building, we're going to jumpstart one of your favorites. Musician Taylor says, greetings, Triple M community. For sure. I appreciate you guys. Let me know that you can hear me well, and we are going to get rolling. To start the evening, we haven't done it in a while. So I'm going to get back into the swing of things. And we're going to take a moment to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Shout out to my niece, Amira, who just turned 15. Happy birthday to you, my friend, my little mini-me. I hope you enjoyed your day, and it was cool to spend a little time with you this past week. Shout out to my cousin Jadine. Her birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. And if there are any other birthdays that you guys have in front of your mind, definitely drop them in the chat. And most importantly, and I will not fail to mention her name, my Aunt Kathy. Her birthday is coming this Wednesday. My great Aunt Kathy, let me get it straight, and she is turning 79 years old. So happy birthday in advance to you, Aunt Kathy. She is definitely the life of the room. I think most fascinating, a keeper of a lot of our important family history, which I think is super dope. I always learn something new about my family when I sit down and talk to my Aunt Kathy. She definitely has shaped us as adults in our childhoods, being our choir leader, taking us to work with her, showing us the ropes. She's a musical talent. The piano to her is like breathing. So thank you, Aunt Kathy, for all that you do, for all that you are. And here is to year 79. Definitely a blessing. Happy birthday, Aunt Kathy, and the other. Happy birthday, Young, from Musician Taylor's. And then happy birthday, Love, from Twin. Thank you for that. All right. I hope everybody is having a good start to the week. Once again, thank you for being here at Mattie Mondays, whether you're here live right now in the moment or catching the playback. I appreciate you. And hopefully this topic is something that serves you, is something that helps you forward, and that you find value in. So tonight's episode is titled Time for Action. Virgo season for sure. Tonight's title is Time for Action. And tonight we are going to get into what action means, how important it is, how it looks in the scope of how much time we have to make moves and to get in motion. So super, super important. And before we dive in, I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Just this past weekend, we had the opportunity to celebrate one of my cousins at her bridal shower. So shout out to Christy. Congratulations, new bride. Crystal put on a really, really beautiful and fun bridal shower for her. Congratulations to you, Christy and Curtis. And I had a great time. Of course, the family, Crystal and fam, y'all know how we run it. It was a really, really fun moment, and I'm glad I was able to be a part and to add value to the space. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mika is in the building. What's up, Tamika? Thank you for popping in here. It's our big sister Tamika in the building. All right, so yes, once again, congratulations, Christy and Curtis, and super, super dope setup by you, Crystal C Styles. All right, so for real this time, false start the last time. Tonight, this episode is entitled Time for Action, and we are going to get into the importance of moving right now, the urgency of taking action, and we're just going to speak to some things that might be, I know it'll reach us in different areas, but that might be important and that we are hesitating on. I know a lot of times we get caught in our cycles of life. It's easy to forget about what's important and what is, I guess, urgent. Urgent is a word that we're going to use tonight. So this is an episode that's intended to bring some urgency to our lives, and to just bring up some things as I ask these questions that we need to take action on, whether it's our health, whether it's healing a relationship, whether it's shooting our shot at a job, making a phone call, so many things in all of our worlds, whether it's spiritual, mental, physical, or emotional, that I feel like we know we need to take action on. So tonight is not about telling you where to take action. It's about asking you what areas do you know need some more attention, that need some TLC, and that you have kind of fallen asleep on. So the way that I phrase tonight is meant to be read as a question and a statement. So I'm telling you that it's time for action, and you can agree or disagree. And then I'm asking you, how much time do you think that you have left and remaining to take action on it? Once again, I think that it's easy for us to get in our motion and to take time for granted. And we all need a tap on our shoulders and a reminder that time is not promised, and that there is a lot of life to be lived. So it's not all daunting. It's not like everything that we need to take action on is a huge shift that is an emotional roller coaster. Some things are just taking action past fear into something more beautiful, and that'll open up life for us. So as we have this conversation, anything that comes up, anything that comes to the front of mind that you are comfortable with sharing, definitely drop it in the chat. What is it in your life that you know right now in this moment that you need to take action on, that you know it's time for some action? Is this Aunt Kathy? Thank you so much. I think this is Aunt Kathy in the building. Thank you for that. Happy birthday to you. We also got Jeree in the building. What's up, Jeree? Thank you for stopping in. All right, so let's get it. Once again, we're going to do it in question form. So most important, and the intention for me in having this conversation tonight, how much time do you think you have? And this is a rhetorical question. And once again, it is meant to remind us that time is not promised. It doesn't matter what phase, what century, what um, block of time that you are in your life, young or seasoned. Time is not promised, and a lot of times, being close to 40, less than a year away, I understand better how it can literally feel like you've blinked and 3 years have gone by. So what is it? What is one thing right now that you can think of that you know you need to take action on? Once again, it could be picking up a phone call and taking an opportunity, sending an email to take a step towards an opportunity, um, changing a behavior that you know is hindering your health or your growth, whether it's the way you eat or a lack of exercise. There's so many areas that we can dig into, but this is for you. This is not for me to dictate where your mind goes. This is for me to open up a space for your mind and for you to know, and it'll speak to you personally. What is something that you need to take action on? So again, how much time do you have? Do you think you have? And if you thought you had an answer to that, how do you know? But the reality is you don't. We don't. So that stands and leads us to the question of, is it urgent? The things that came to the front of your mind, are they urgent? I know for me, health is urgent. Health is always urgent. It stays urgent. And even though I think I'm in a space of decent health, for me, it's always a questioning of how it can get better. I know my relationships, they are urgent. So making sure that I do my best to stay tapped in with the people that I say I love, and making action to show, just whether it's a text checking in or a call or just sharing something that's inspirational, um, taking action on that. I also know that there are some aspirational things that I have been taking baby steps towards. Um, but I think there is room for me to take larger steps towards. And I know that it's urgent. Um, and I don't know how much time I have. So those things come to the front of my mind. I know that there is more understanding of who I am, as a woman and as a person, that I need to get more clarity on. That is urgent. And that's something that I need to take action on. And I'm committing to take action on. All right. So I'm going to open up the room, open up the space to ask, to see, and of course, always 100% of the time, even if there's no responses, I understand it and will always respect it. But if you are comfortable, and if there is something that you are willing to share that came to mind on what is urgent in your life right now that you need to take action on, take a moment and share it with the chat. Yes, and let me just see. I'm interested to see where this conversation and these questions are taking your mind. All right, so we have Musician Taylor's in the building. Musician Taylor shares, been taking more time to rest and reaching out to the people I don't talk to regularly. Excellent. So you have taken action on rejuvenation and reaching out, being present. That's dope. It's super important. All right. My auntie shares, the world needs to stop worrying and give hope, chance to be a part of life. Absolutely. And what I hear in that is absolutely more presence. Less worry, less fear, more presence. I know another one, as I was determining what tonight's conversation is going to be about, another one that came to mind, and taking action on outside of work, because that was kind of easy. But taking care of and knocking down the things, like putting on paper, more of my goals and getting more detailed. That was an action that I know I need to do. Just get more detailed, get more clear, And I think that will give me more, what's the word? More of a push, give me more momentum to get to the finish line on a lot of things. Crystal shares health, financial, and starting my family. Being present while present. That's dope. Absolutely. There's a sense of urgency for your health, for your finances, and starting a family, and being present while you are in the space. Super important. Thank you for sharing that. Once again, if you have just now joined the space, let me get this back up on the screen. Tonight, we are speaking about time for action, taking action. How much time do we think we have to take action, to shift some things, to move some things forward in our lives? And the intention of tonight's conversation is to spark a sense of urgency. And it can be a lot of positive things. There are a lot of positive things that I know that I can take action on, and you guys can too. Whether it's joining a club that we know will get us closer to our social goals, or just getting out and about and meeting people, taking the course just because we want to continue to challenge ourselves and learn new things, getting rid of some things, whatever it is, like taking that action that will lead us towards a healthier and clearer version of ourselves, a more healed version of ourselves. So if you're just now joining us, this is what you are walking in on. This is a conversation. And as you listen and catch up and are a part of this live, just take a moment to think about some areas that are urgent, that you know are urgent, and maybe have kind of been set to the side that you can take action on. All right, Imani shares, my health became a wake-up call. Eating like a toddler at my big age has taken a real toll on my body and even my skin. It's been difficult, but I'm treating it as urgent, slowly but surely. That's excellent. Thank you for sharing that. It's excellent that you are taking action. And it's wise that you have listened to the signs and are committing to making a shift. And that is a huge one. And I think will continue to be our physical health, which allows us more time here, quote unquote. And then, of course, our mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Thank you for sharing that, Imani. All right, so I had some notes in here. I want to jump over, but I do not want it to interfere. But I'm going to get up the rest of these slides. I will not keep you guys long. And we're going to get into some vibes, of course, to take the night out. But a big one I want you to continue to keep in mind, too, with tonight's conversation on what things we need to take action on and how much time do we have, is that it's urgent. And that's you deciding, not me telling you. The question is it urgent? But the things that come to your mind, that they are urgent. So there's always going to be a task, a challenge to you, for you, from me, and to myself. So as we round out this conversation and before we depart tonight, I challenge you to take action on one thing this month. And that's bare minimum. It could be several things. And I know we have the capacity to do a lot of things that can move us forward. But at least one thing that moves the needle. Take action on one thing this month. One thing that gets you closer to healing, a better and more healed version of yourself. A more free version of yourself, whether it is emotionally or financially. Take one step, one action step that'll move you closer to a better version of you. All right. Musician Taylor's, I think, showing some love to the shares in the comments, in the comment section. Tamika shares, giving myself grace. That's dope. That's super important. Giving yourself grace. I will ask, what does that look like for you? I know grace is a big thing that we talk about here quite often, just remembering to walk through the week, giving yourself grace and others. What does that look like for you? And that might not be something that needs to be shared with the room, but I'm just interested to spark that thought in you. Giving yourself grace, what does that look like? What does that action look like? Chevy shares, been taking more action to give Mattie more time for herself. So she can get more rest and relaxation weekly. That's funny. No, I appreciate that. And you definitely have. You have for sure. And you have been vocal about the importance of me doing it. So I appreciate that. Absolutely. Grace is a huge one. And once again, not necessarily for you to answer in the chat, but I'm interested in just in being intentional and just sparking the thought. If you had not had a chance to really flush it out, what does that look like in action? All right. So again, my challenge, my task to you is to take action on one thing this month. That's a great one. Kathy shares, I need to visit family more and let them know how much I love you all. That is huge. Thank you for that. Yes, because time is a beautiful thing that I think needs to stay in the front of our minds more often. And this is intended to be a trigger for that. So definitely spending more time with family. Thank you for that. Tamika shares, I put pressure on myself sometimes when it's not necessary. Okay, that is a good one. That's a good one. Thank you for sharing that. So taking some of the pressure off yourself, the unneeded, unnecessary pressure. I love that. That's how giving yourself grace shows up. That's dope. All right. So I also, when I was writing down some ways, some examples, some things that I've already called out, but in how we can take action, what that could look like. Some things came across as I think the first word that came to mind is contentious. And what I mean by that is like, of course, you can make calls. It could be in positive ways, act in more healthy ways, connect more, be more present. But it can also be cut off a working relationship, cut off a romantic relationship, set boundaries. How it could be ways where you are creating space or taking things out of your space that aren't healthy for you, or walking towards something that is healthy, but I wanted to be very clear, and it's a thought that came to mind, that when you're taking these actions, consider taking the action in wisdom and not ego. Once again, when you think about, and maybe you sit and list down these things, if you are, one that likes to write and journal, but when you put these action steps and things that you want to target in front of you, and you commit to at least that one action step that you're going to take this month, consider whether you are taking that action in wisdom or ego. And I encourage you to take that action in wisdom and not ego. So that came to my heart. I want to make sure that I put that out there very clearly. All right, Chevy says, grace, God's riches at Christ's expense. That's dope. I love that. God, I've never seen that before. God's riches at Christ's expense. Grace. Jonathan shares, I'm just focusing on making changes in my lifestyle that provide total freedom, especially with new business ventures. Excellent. Excellent. And I know that takes a lot of movement, in spite of fear and risking, taking a chance. So definitely continued success and well wishes and just endurance to you. Because I do have a baseline understanding of what that requires. Chef says salt on the church sign. No, that's pretty cool. All right, Imani shares, I recently started taking Goalie vitamins. I'm familiar, and vegetable-based supplements. Since I don't eat many vegetables, this has been helpful. I can already feel the difference in my body. That's beautiful. That's what's up. So you're already seeing the results of your action steps. Shout out to you, Monty, for that. And that's a major one. I know there are a lot of like dramatic and emotional things that, you know, a lot of conversations are had around and we could speak to. Well, it's like digging out some, you know, unspoken contention or issues in your family or whatever those things are. But changing your health for the better is just as difficult for a lot of people. Putting down the things that give our bodies immediate heightened responses, even though they might hurt us in the long term. So that is a huge shift. So shout out to you, Imani, for that. And you're a pescatarian. That's what's up. You started last month after fasting for 2 weeks. It is hard. And this is the third time that fasting has definitely come to has been presented in front of me from one of my best friends to my sister, and now you mentioning it. Just, you know, back to back. Of course, we hear about it, but just people that I love and that are close to me that are committing to it and that have started. And it's been in my mind, so definitely it's something that I will take action on this month as well. Just giving my body some space to reset and detox. And just for mental clarity, really for me, mental and spiritual clarity would be my intention behind that action. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for sharing. Definitely there's more space if there are any thoughts and anything that you would like to share. I'm going to leave some room for that as we vibe out just a little bit. So I am going to, I called it a spiritual cleanse. Excellent. That's for sure. It definitely opens up space, I believe, if your eyes are open to that benefit of the fasting. So that's super dope. All right, so we're gonna get into a vibration, a favorite of one of our Mattie Mondays members, Jonathan Tillery, and then we're gonna come back and just briefly speak a little bit more on this topic and just give you a reminder of your assignment and a little encouragement going into the week. But here we are going up 3+1, and I will be right back. You know the rules. As the music plays, if you are in a position to do so, get up and move your body. Yeah, get in motion. And as the record plays, you can continue to share one of the things. And if there are several things, that's even better. But something that you are committing to taking action on this month. All right, let's get into it. Going up.
We just getting started. The night's still young. Peeking out to the stars. I might grab me one. Yeah, we on our way up. Heading straight to Mars. You can't pull me down. I'll be back tomorrow. 'Cause we're going all the way. I turn the stars today. We'll travel far.
Another reason just to celebrate. So high, love made me levitate. Still forever, baby. Beyond the atmosphere. So lit to have you here. Up above all our fears. We can touch the stars from here. 'Cause we're going all the way. I turn the stars today. We'll travel far away. Oh yeah. I just think I see. You and me, we going all the way. Oh yeah, yeah. We're going up. Keep pulling me back, your gravity. Oh, when I take you all the way. We go now. We go now. Oh yeah. We go now. We going up. Oh yeah. We going up.
Awesome. All right, so that was Going Up for our brethren Jonathan. Thank you for inspiring us to play that vibration before we depart. So once again, really quickly, an overview of tonight. If you are catching the tail end, this is Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways, and I think most beautifully we do community. Tonight we have had a conversation around the title "Time for Action," and the intent of this conversation tonight was to bring a sense of urgency around time and taking action on some things that we know will move the needle forward in healthier and more improved ways and things, versions of ourselves, behaviors in ourselves, thoughts in ourselves. Yes, that'll move us towards a better version of ourselves, myself. So tonight has been intended to move the needle forward as a community. The better version of myself that I am, I think makes this space better. And same for everyone that is here, that is in my life, that is in my world. So the better we show up, the better everyone and everything becomes. So I am committed to that for a lifetime for sure. All right, so once again, is it urgent? And my answer is yes. So only the things that you know for yourself to be true that are urgent is what I challenge you to focus on. So as we depart, a reminder of your task at hand is to take action on one thing this month. Take action. For me, it is going to be fasting and writing down my goals and targets to get more clear and to get a more straightened direction and line of focus of my energy. And most importantly, do a self-check when you make this list of actions, at least one, but it should be more. I would argue that we have plenty that we can take action on. Some that are very simple as making a phone call. Maybe not easy, but simple. But ask yourself and just self-check and reflect on whether the action, are you taking action in wisdom or ego? And I encourage you to take action in wisdom and not ego. All right, Chef shares. Went to my follow-up doctor appointment today. Doctor said everything is good, but I can't have too much Russian tea this year. But I can have some. You so silly. I believe you. I believe you. Stein is in the building. Thank you for popping in, my friend. Yes. Well, I appreciate that reception. And I encourage you, like everyone in the room, to pick one thing this month to take action on, and that is at bare minimum. It could be 10 things. But commit, take action, and move in wisdom, not ego. I super appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for spending this time with me every Monday. I agree. That does help to get. And that is a health thing for sure. Health first. It's so silly. And I absolutely, I giggle, but it is very, very important. So yes, good health for sure. Thank you for that sign. As the record players, as we flow out of here, I think this is a good touch on tonight's conversation. Once again, time is not promised, so take action. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Leave your comments as the record plays, and have a great week. And as Tamika reminded us, walk in this week with grace for yourself and for the people that you claim to love. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Life is working in our favor. Have a great night and leave some love as the record plays on our way out.
I'm sending this to remind you that you are not alone. Hoping that these words, they find you at the very perfect moment. I can't take the pain away, but I can wrap my love around you. I can't stop the rainy days, but I can stand here right beside you. I'm here right beside you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sending this to remind you, life is working in our favor. Pain, hurt, and tears sometimes blind you, but stay up, stay strong. You are not alone. This message is here to remind you, life is working in our favor. I'm sending this to console you, to give your tears a home. Don't let the anger control you. You will make it through. Those sunny days will come. You will endure the storm. You have much more to do. Can't let the darkness hide you. And I pray the light will guide you. Yeah. I'm sending this to remind you, life is working in our favor. Pain, hurt, and tears sometimes blind you, but stay up, stay strong. You are not alone. This message is here to remind you, life is working in our favor. You're never alone, you're never alone. You're never alone, you're never alone. Love is for eternity, even when we've gone away.